Hey everybody, it's Mama D. Welcome to my channel, Mama D Reacts, and we're going to do my second video vlog. Today our subject is positivity. Now last time I gave you some quotes, motivational quotes. This time, and I'll put the link to the article in the comments section there, I found an article that had a lot of different good suggestions on how to stay positive. So, you know, with the way things are going now in this world, you need a little positivity now and then. So let's look over these here. Number one, surround yourself with positive people. That is so true. I find myself, if I'm around negative, gripey people, bitchy people, you know, especially on your job, it's like it's an infection. And pretty soon everybody's attitude is negative. And they said the old saying, birds of a feather flock together, which that's true. So you want to surround yourself with positive people. And when you do, just like the negativity rubs off on you, so does the positivity. All right, number two, fill your mind with positive input. So I find myself, if I listen to the news too much, I'm getting stressed out. I go ahead and I'll put on what, for me as a Christian, some calming music, some, you know, motivational music, even sometimes, you know, upbeat music, any kind, you know, something that gets me feeling better. The same way that people you are around can change and make you more like them, so can what you feed your mind. So, you know, podcasts, books, music, movies, whatever you're filling your head with, make sure it's got a positive message. Number three is control your language. Man, is that true? Because negativity spews out of my mouth. I'm griping, I'm complaining, and I have to stop myself, you know, and say, okay, stop. You know, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you deal with it. So you've got to control what's coming out just like you control what's going in. The language that you use every day, both in thought and spoken word, has a cumulative effect as well. So the more negative it is, the more stressed out you're going to be, probably higher your blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. Create a routine for the day. It says that routines give us good, full back structure. And a morning routine is especially good since for many people, the morning is both when they're most alert and awake and sometimes not able to, you know, get started. So a routine helps with that. And it also is less stressful because you know what you're doing every day is, you know, you got your routine down. Number five, be nice to other people. Being kind to other people makes you happy. And that is true. And a study was done for the Journal of Social Psychology. And they found that doing something kind for people has the same effect as trying a new or exciting thing when it comes to feeling happy. And we have in St. Louis here a radio station, Joy FM, which is a Christian contemporary music. And they have little cards that you can order. They'll send them free to you. And it said, you've been joyed. And I have done that several times where I paid for the person behind me in line at McDonald's or wherever. And it's just a little way to be nice. And the other day, I was at McDonald's in the drive-thru, and I had a $29 order. It was a dinner, you know, or for the whole family, basically. The lady in front of me paid for it. And when I came up to the window, she said, you don't have to pay. The lady paid for you up there. And I drove by her and, you know, did like this. And I was like, you know, really, it feels good to get it. But for me, it feels good to do it too, to somebody else. And you're paying it forward for what other people have done for you. Number six, don't rely on outside sources of positivity. You have to carry that positive attitude inside of you. As an ER nurse that's worked in several trauma ERs, you walk in and you see a coworker that's, you know, passing you by and they're all, oh, turn around, go home. And I'm like to myself, this is my job. I knew when I became an ER nurse, it was going to be chaos. It's the emergency room. So I go in with a positive attitude. I'm not going to let somebody, you know, start my day off already with a negative attitude. I know what the emergency room's like. I've been in it for 30 years, so I know what to expect when I go to work. I'm going to get my butt kicked. So I try and keep keep a positive attitude. As a supervisor in the emergency room, that's super important because you lead for the rest of your group. So if you're a leader in a business or something like that, if you're stressed out, pissed off, upset about something, it's going to flow down to your staff. Some other few suggestions on that: don't turn to unhealthy foods to give yourself a reward or to get rid of stress. Take breaks outside if you can, away from the negative people. Take a walk. One hospital I worked in was a Catholic hospital, but they all have chapels. So I'd go sit in there for half an hour and just close my eyes and just try and, decompress. And when you work in the ER, you see some pretty horrific things that you have to decompress from real quick because you got to go on to the next patient. Number 8, assume responsibility and choose your response and choose not to be a victim. Refusing to take responsibility for your actions and your situation or not taking control of how you respond kills your positivity quickly. Think of it as an equation: E plus R equals 0. The event plus the response equals outcome. That's another good way to put the 90-10 rule in. Number 9, decide your reaction to known problems ahead of time. So if you got somebody that you're going to have to work with that night, and you know that you and her or you and him don't get along, you are going to have to put your mindset right before you get to work so that you're not going to just step out on a bad note. Number 10, breathe deeply. And I do that when I start to get anxious. Just take some deep breaths, and that really helps relax you. And then it said make a mission statement, a personal mission statement for you. What are defines your purpose for work, your purpose for life, motivates your behavior. You know that what your mission is, you want to try and accomplish that every day. So I think that's an awesome idea. I'm going to have to do that. I've never done that before. Have personal goals. Obviously, if you're just wandering around life without any kind of direction, that's going to be stressful and take your positivity away as well. Number 13, remember that no one owes you anything. I love that one. Life is not fair. Nobody owes you anything, and you're just going to put your big girl panties or big boy panties on and get over it. Sitting there festering on it and thinking about it and feeling sorry for yourself is not going to change the situation one bit. And how do you get rid of an attitude of entitlement? Hard work, willing to accept change. When things are difficult, you just keep going. And I found when you serve others. A couple years back, my group that I work with in the emergency room, we went to a homeless shelter and served dinner to the people a couple times. And this place is St. Vincent de Paul, and it's really nice because they call the people their guests. They serve them, they seat them like you'd be at a fancy restaurant. So it really gives them a sense of dignity. I took my grandkids there, and people bring their kids to help to teach them, look, you got it good at home, so you better be thankful for what you got. And it really takes away that whole mentality. Big one, stop complaining. Put your big girl panties, your big boy panties on and do what you need to do and stop bitching. It doesn't help at all. It doesn't change the situation. All it does is stress you out. And the last one, that's not last one. Number 15 is embrace laughter. And I think I did that, and we did that in the ER a lot because the situations you see in the ER are sometimes horrific, a lot of times horrific. And you just, and they call it gallows humor or black humor because in a trauma, nurse come in and she needed to ask me a question while she was eating a chicken leg. Blood everywhere. You get used to that as an ER nurse, but we had a weird sense of humor, but that's what kept us going. 17 is look to long-term instead of short-term. Okay, so that sometimes things suck in the short term, but then they're going to get better. They always get better. They usually do. So don't focus on what's happening right now. Try and think about the long term, what's going to happen. 18 is the last one. It's fake it till you make it. And, you know, sometimes you can't. Sometimes when I was at work, I would have to go in another room and cry. I mean, emotions and, you know, the stuff that you see in the emergency room, you can't take it all. But I was good. About every 6 months, I'd have a day where I got really sad and I just cried for stupid things. And I think that was how I released all that stuff that I'd seen for the past, you know, 6 months. But then I also have my own suggestion, a nice bottle of wine. Always a good suggestion to help you relax. As long as you're not driving, please do not drink and drive. That's all I can say. I could tell you some horror stories, but you don't want to hear. So that's my video vlog for today, and I hope you all have an awesome weekend. It's my weekend off, so I won't be posting any videos unless I do the Outsider Sunday night. It depends on what's happening and what's going on with the family and everything. So I will talk to you all probably Monday. But y'all take care. Have a great weekend. Peace out.